Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Guten Tag. From me to you. Buenos dias. Nice and decent, people. Thank you for checking in. Thanking you for donating some of your time to BBK Sports. It's greatly appreciated. Forever grateful. Forever grateful. You know, we'll never ever take your time for granted. Big you up every single time. It is a wonderful Thursday morning. Chilly here on the Pacific Northwest, but I am here on the back of a wicked performance last night in the Champions League. Now, have we had enough? Have we had enough of the performance as the fog clears and the dust settled on what we did yesterday in Europe? Because in Europe, like I've said, I have no corn for the gaffer. He has done well. 100% record. 100% form is top notch. Yeah, top farm.
Yeah, we not top farm.
Top farm at the top. Only 3 teams have scored more goals than us in the Champions League. I think it's Dortmund, PSG, and Bayern. No team have conceded less. 17 goals scored, 1 conceded, flying high. Perfect 100% record. No problems there. Of course, I can nitpick and find something, but I won't because we're there, right? We're right where we want to be at the top of the Champions League. And now we get to shift focus to the other league. We get to shift focus for the rest of December because the Champions League doesn't kick off again until January 20th, I think. So we have a whole month. We have a whole month where we play in 3 different competitions before we go back there. Yeah, we have an EFL Cup quarterfinal. We have an FA Cup draw. And we have some wicked Premier League fixtures that can see us stay top, extend our lead at the top, or go behind. Hopefully, it's not the latter. But we see. But before I get into all that, my manners slipped me again at the Big Up Gooner SC. Always hitting me with the extra A. Butts. Dr. Seymour Butts is the name, or was the name, but he's under a whole new moniker now. He is AFC's proctologist, Dr. Seymour, my guy. How are you, sir? Hope you are well. You know, I hope when you were driving this morning, all the lights are green. You don't hit any potholes, all of them someday. Hope you're having a big up bad man type of deal, yeah? Big up to DG2. Never a pen. My guy, Latvian Gooner. Latvian Gooner is streaming when I'm about to go to bed, you know. At 12:30 a.m. my time. Like, damn. Couldn't even stay up to catch you, my G. But big up. You know it. If you know your 90s instrumental, Return of the Mac, Mark Morrison, it was mixed in there. You know, matter of fact, that might be one of my trivia questions for the member stream. When the member stream comes up, I will play that instrumental clip, and whoever can name all the songs or all the songs that those instrumentals belong to will win the money. That may be. It may not be a trivia like the last giveaway, but it may be that. Name the songs. I think it was 7 beats, 6 or 7. Name them all, you win the money. Or the first person to name them all, drop them all in the chat, will win. So it behooves you to listen to it. Old school. I'm an old man, Latvian Guna. I'm not no spring chicken, you know. I'm an old man. But big up, man. DJ getting the mic. So, you know, this is no matter how big this channel gets or wherever the channel goes, music will always be a part of BBK Sports. They're married, you know, tying together. But man, big you up. Big up to Monster. Hope you're good, my G. Big up to Rob. Afternoon BBK silent listener today, man. And it's greatly appreciated, my guy. Big you up. Thank you for tuning in. Now, people, as you see in the thumbnail or in the title, a right-wing conundrum. Now, people might see that and see it and take it as a controversy. Like, oh my God, one has to start, one has to sit. If one sits, the other one is going to be upset. No controversy here. Not controversial at all. I want this. I relish this opportunity to see Nani Madueke and Wakaya Saka cook over by the right side and make it difficult for the other one. Now, I've said this before when it sounded crazy at the time. I think I was on Arsenal Rashid's channel with Baylid Sports when Saka initially went down with his hamstring injury, and I said, I want Nani Madueke to play so well that it forces Saka to have to work to get back into the team. Man was like, man, that's not happening. Not because I wanted Saka dropped, but I knew if Nani played at this level, it's good for the team. You know, there are people, you know what, Manchester United was, their fan base was very guilty of this over the past couple of years, and it kind of resulted in where they are, where they wanted their favorites to play well to the detriment of the team. Didn't matter what the team did, as long as Bruno played well, they were okay. Bruno played well and they lost the game 3-2, they were happy. Bruno played shit, they lose and they win the game 1-0 off an own goal, they have something to say. They put their favorites above the team. Now, there are people in our fan base who feel that way about Bukayo Saka, who thinks if Nani Madueke plays well, or if we sign another right winger, or someone, if Ethan plays out there, if Max plays out there and pushes him, it's somehow a bad thing for the team. No. You have to get beyond that. And, you know, we've seen Real Madrid players, Mbappe, Vinicius, these guys have won at the highest order, get booed off the pitch at halftime over the weekend versus Celta Vigo. They didn't boo him yesterday because they actually gave it a go, but they did lose the game, and there's pressure there. But none of those big clubs, none of those historic big clubs ever put players over what the team does. So if Nani Madueke is cooking on the right, this is only a good thing. It either forces Saka to raise his level, or he'll have to find somewhere else to play on the left side. And I'm good with that, either one. Because Saka can play on the left side. Nani is not that very good over there. But in most situations, this can't just be a like-for-like something. There will be times when we need both of them on the pitch together. Because there will be times when we're chasing games. We won't always be blitzing teams like Slavia Prague, you know. And on the therapy session the other night with Yagapi and Marley, I'm telling them, as bad as it was when the fixture congestion started, the Premier League fixture or the Premier League schedule, literally, not even the Premier League, the footballing schedule in general, threw us a lifeline, giving us Club Brugge and giving us Wolves in back-to-back games. Now, if there ever a stretch of games that you needed to experiment with your attack, these would be the two games to do it. And at this point in time, that's the problem that we're faced with. We must experiment with the attack because the attack must kick on because the defense is crippled right now. The defense is nowhere near from 0 to 100%. Our defensive capabilities are below 50. We're at 30% strength as a defensive unit. You know, our top 3 center backs are out. Our starting left back is suspended for the weekend. The backup left back is not really a left back. He's a midfielder, as we witnessed yesterday, because Forbes was getting changed down that right-hand side. So if there was ever a time for Mikhail to show that he can coach an attack, it's now. Did it yesterday. Now, Nani Madueke, right? On merit, him and Martinelli deserve to start at the weekend. If you take rotation aside. Because Nani Madueke doesn't have a whole lot of minutes in the legs. He was injured for a whole month. So he has minutes to give. Martinelli's coming back. He has minutes to give. So on form, let's just look at what happened yesterday with that pass from Zubimendi, right? And I said this to KP. Normally, Nani Madueke receives the ball there. Saka receives the ball there. He passes it safely, sticking, blah, blah, blah. Man decided, you know what? I'm going to play some football today. Shakes off a defender, gets on the wrong side of another one. This is what happens when you allow footballers to play damn football. You think Nani Madueke, that's what he wants to do on a daily basis. You think he just wants to pass the ball around and run back and defending? He wants to run at people. This is what he's good at. This is when he excels. This is when he showcases his skills to the world. This is why players with tech, with skill, sign for big clubs, so they can showcase their talent to the world. And on the big stage last night, he did that. I think he wanted to do this against Chelsea, his former team. But I do think the moment got to him. And he couldn't really get into the game. Maybe if he had started, it would have been a different story. But players want to play. Now imagine, you give him that level of freedom. You give Eze that level of freedom. You let these boys play football. You know, when I used to go to the Emirates for $1,400 a trip to see a game, watch your football team not play football, will piss you off. So if you are not a Madueke now, you know you have that skill and the manager took the damn shackles off you. Even if you did some maverick shit and just decided, you know what, take the game by the scruff of the neck, which we always say, right? We have no players in the team that can take the game by the scruff of the neck. You know, receive the ball on my own half, 25 minutes, let me have a go. You know, so let's give some more of that. Now, in his head, if you're not a Madueke right now, in his head, there's nothing he can do right now. That's a confident player. You have to start him on Saturday. You must. You absolute must. Big up to Latvian Guna. Forcing Saka to be dropped is government and truth in the same sentence is nasty work, you know. And I work for my government. That would be conventional wisdom, but we all know this manager, in quotation marks, will put Nani on the left and bench him to protect Bukayo. Monster said the only question over Nani is can he do what Saka has done in the highly pressurized matches and just be the regular games versus the big. Yeah, that's a fair shot. That is a fair challenge. I hear that. But now the thing is, if Nani knows he has the skill, Nani knows he has the tech. And he showed everyone that he does yesterday. Now, if he builds on that confidence, and big up to Yasser the tax man, the man that was coming through earlier in the summer saying, run my money for Nani. Now, I'm pretty sure that Gooners are going to get carried away with it and say, hey, we should have paid more for him. We got him for half and all that stuff. And I can't hide from it. I was one of the ones that wasn't a big fan of Nani getting to the club. So yesterday, I made sure that I publicly gave KP his flowers. Went on his platform yesterday and publicly said, I'm here to give Cape his flowers because he did an entire video bigging up Nani on his analytics this summer. And I did an entire video having a go at him saying, you're crazy, all this Nani hype. Can't hide from it. I'm a big man. Yeah? But this is a fair challenge, LFC Monster. But on the back of his confident display last night, Wolves are absolute shit. Let him run out and beat them too. And then all of a sudden, you give David Moyes and you give Fabian Hurstler and Unai Emery in their next 3 games something to think about. Not the same predictable Arsenal horseshoe football. Right? I'm here for it. What happened to the good old move around positions front 3? Jesus gives that. Yeah, interchange. I saw the thing as soon as Jesus got on the pitch, someone put it out there. It was like, Jesus has touched the ball has had more touches of the ball and has did more in 15 minutes than Gyökeres did in the entire match. I hear it. Gyökeres was non-existent, right? On last night's pod, I said the only thing he did was create a decoy for Noni Madueke's second goal. Other than that, he was on the ground wrestling again. He didn't have a good game, but he is not the link-up guy. If that game yesterday called for some link-up, intricate play, we started the wrong striker. He is not that. I don't think he'll ever be that because he's never pretended to be it. What has Saka done in the big games? He's performed well in some of the big games. I remember last year versus Liverpool, he scored, sent Robo to the shops and put it in the roof. G. Wills, I'm being now told Jesus is a better finisher than Glock. Jesus is a better footballer, but certainly most not a better finisher than Glock. Glock needs things to finish. Yes, he's been set up to fail. Yeah. And I challenged anyone yesterday that if they can send me a clip of the clear-cut chances that Odegaard or anyone created for Yock, I would hear it. I'd go look at it, but I didn't see it. And I did go back and look. I didn't see any. He did not have anything played through for him. He was completely out the game. He was just out there, just a body. But now we already know that Jesus himself will tell you that finishing isn't his thing. It's not. He literally said that in an interview. Scoring goals isn't my thing. I'm more of a, yeah, he said it. His words, not ours. It's nonsense, Madueke. No nonsense, Nani. Hey, listen. Jesus is a link-up striker. Gyökeres is a finisher. Jesus, Marino, Havertz, them men are all link-up, man. Right? If the ball falls into the box and someone to have a go at it, let's do it. Let's see a game of football where we create an abundance of chances for Gyökeres and see what he does. Let's see if we create 3 big chances for him if he bags 2 of them. Great conversion rate. If he bags 1 of 3, okay. If he misses all 3, oh shit, something to talk about. But until that happens, I'm concerned, not worried. Concerned that we're not creating chances for our striker to score. Did we just have 60 million to waste? It's not a far-fetched statement to make. We've wasted more than 60 million. Shit, we played 60 something for Havertz. So yeah, until we start creating chances for him and he's missing them at an alarming rate, until he starts doing the Darwin Núñez thing, and I know they both came for that league, but Liverpool were creating chances for Núñez. He was just missing them. We're not. Yeah. But we're surely not getting hyped over a brace against Belgian chocolate makers under no pressure, right? And that's what I'm saying. You know that some of us will get carried away. But you can also add and make the argument that Nani did play well versus Brentford midweek last week, right? His corners were shit, but in the rest of the game, he was actually cooking his defender. He does that. We know that he's very direct. We talk about his end products. Well, last night he showed us some end product. Again, the footballing fixture has threw us a lifeline with 2 consecutive fixtures that we are highly favorites to win. 1 away, 1 at home. So I'm here for it. I want to see. Now, if I'm Mikel Arteta and the decision is placed in my hands, just like I put in the thumbnail, who do I start at the weekend? I'm starting Nani. I'm not just going to digress from the Saka needs a rest and he's being overplayed shit. I didn't even want him to come on yesterday. Saka, Timber, Declan Rice, these men needs to sit for a little bit. It's only December, DG2, big you up. Jesus back in the team, improves the attack. Yeah, he does make defenders back up. When he drifts out wide and he turns and faces the goal, he does make defenders back up. Gyökeres doesn't do that. Gyökeres wants the ball in the box. I'm here for it. Can we please see Jesus, Yuck, Waneri versus Wolves? Yeah, so what? Almost 30 minutes yesterday? You have to manage him, Have to even though it was, a light 30 minutes. 30 minutes sounds like light work for most footballers. For him, that's heavy minutes. I'm not sure. He definitely won't start. But it's probably against Wolves, it's going to be Martinelli on a high on the left. Trossard's still out. And maybe Jesus does come on to replace him after a while. Because I'm expecting rotation in this game, pre-match and during the match, because I'm expecting us to put this game away comfortably. So a rotated starting lineup, and whoever starts, at least 5 of you, you're allowed 5 subs. We should be making 5 subs versus Wolves on Saturday, with all due respect to Wolves. So I wouldn't mind seeing Jesus come on and get some more minutes in the legs, but I don't want to see him start. Because essentially when you start Jesus, you are at the risk of wasting one of your substitution windows because you might have to take him off in the first half. So probably Martinelli, Gyökeres, Nani. Saka, you get some more rest. Your teammate has bought you some more time. That's why we are 18, yeah? In midfield, Zubimendi or Rice. Not both of them. Declan Rice could need some more rest. The amount of minutes that boy has put in that midfield, workhouse miles, workhouse minutes, not goalkeeper minutes, not center back minutes, but heavy midfield minutes. He can use some more rest. Him or Zubimendi. Don't want to see both of them. But I do want to see Ethan. And Eze must start. Play him with Gyökeres. Let him and Gyökeres develop the same telepathy, or whatever that is, like he had with Mateta at Wolves, at Palace, right? A creative number 10 needs to build that working relationship with his striker. Not him come off against Palace as it goes off. No, they need to be on the pitch together. Right? Odegaard played 90 minutes Brentford, 90 minutes Villa. I was shocked to see him start and play 70 minutes. Okay, you give him a rotation. He is still coming back from injury as well. So play Eze. One of them, Zubimendi or Declan. Eze and someone else. Even Ethan. We are going to have 68, 72% possession of this damn football anyway versus Wolves. Big up Waffle Don again. My brother. Of course not. I can see him really being inconsistent against Wolves. He will consistently cook his defender, but can he get that final ball right? And by that final ball, I mean a rocket in the top corner, or you play Gyökeres in. Like Mourinho looks good one game and poor the next. Mourinho looks poor in the middle of the park, deep, leading the line where he can just drop at the top of the angle, so to speak, and do link up. He looks good there. But you force him a little bit deeper, not it. The wingers need to make more shots as well as play Glock in goal. And that's the thing. If the wingers are scoring goals, right, all of a sudden, it creates space for the striker because now they get respect. No one respected Martinelli's shot before yesterday because he doesn't score many of those. He's usually that floating cross, at the far post. But if Martinelli was banging those constantly, whenever he cuts in, defenders would have to respect it. Then all of a sudden, he will have this guy's back pass in his locker. Big up to Yasser, man. What's the like count, people? Well, we got 33 locked in, 33 in the building. What we telling us? 17 likes. I can work with that. Big up to Darren Martin. Big up to BX Gunner. What you telling me, my bro? I don't know what happened on last night's stream, my brother, but I had to go investigate. And I think I found a solution. But big you up. Yeah, man. Big up Yasser every single time. Yucks need better service, and Yuck needs service to begin with. He needs something, feeding off scraps. Can't just be out there wrestling with the defenders over and over and over again, man. I'm not. It's an eyesore watching him play football without service. Got to see if Club Brugge versus Madueke is level. I know you can trust him to play soccer versus Madrid, etc., etc. Yeah, there will be cases where he will be called upon, because I'm pretty sure he's going to hear the noise, the same noise. Can you do it against the big teams? Can you do it against the big teams? Well, you will use the small teams to practice to get it done versus the big teams. Because as a footballer, if you know in your head that you have the tech, then as long as you don't lack the belief, when you step on the pitch, you can execute. Yuck runs are starting to get on my nerves. I can do better runs. Big up to Tony. Big you up, Tony. I sent you a message, Tony. Make sure you check your message. Big you up, man. My guy. Doc says, this is why people say the manager has an agenda. Arteta gets off dragging Yuck off for one of his friends and said with his service friend. How is that not intentional? I don't like Eze off, Gyökeres on. Right? Because we can agree, right? 29 of us here. Can we agree that Eze is a better 10 than Odegaard? We can, right? Based on what we've seen in the Premier League over the past 5 years of Eze and the last 4 years that Odegaard's been at the club. One is a bad boy creator who won more with less, right? Because we put Eze, we put Odegaard in that Crystal Palace team. Maybe Glasner coaches him up to a level where he can deliver a FA Cup. But Eze, he dragged that team to a FA Cup. Scored in the final. Bad boy. So he's a better 10 than Gyökeres, than Odegaard. That's what Gyökeres needs. And we keep taking that away from him. Always occupying defenders. Yeah, he did. He occupied them too for that might be the easiest goal Gyökeres Madueke will score this year. Because both center backs were just busted coverage, is what we call it in the NFL. But they're focused on the number one receiver, and the tight end is wide open in the end zone. Bloop. Nani was the tight end. Tony, man. Big up to Tony. Darwin Núñez makes better runs than him. I'm sure he did. The problem is Núñez would make the great run, but he would miss. There is no doubt in my mind that he makes better runs, but he misses. So until I see Gyökeres starts to miss those chances, put him in front of goal, and he's missing them. No one denied that Darwin Núñez caused chaos and worked hard and all that stuff in the Liverpool team. I'm sure Monster will agree. The problem is his conversion rate was shocking. He would miss the easy one and score the hard ones. I've seen Darwin Núñez chip a goalkeeper while the goalkeeper was standing straight up. Most goalkeepers are 6'2", 6'4". He was standing up. He wasn't on the ground. And Núñez chipped him. But then, wide open, through on goal, he would hit the post, hit the bar. That boy was abusing the woodwork like a hillbilly on his wife. Boom, boom. So until Gyökeres gets to that level where he's just missing, I'm going to put his poor form on our tactics, our setup, and the gaff. Big up to Social Joins. Said, bro, someone showed the passing maps. There's nothing connecting to Gyökeres, but the horse shape was evident though. And Odegaard was deeper than Zubi. Yeah, he comes and gets the ball, makes a couple of passes, runs around, he gets busy out there, the heartbeat, the pulse, and all that stuff. But I can give Nani credit because when he received that ball, there were 3 or 4. Matter of fact, the play that he did was probably the last option that he is coached to do. Dribble. Anyone else, if Saka, anyone else is in that position where Nani Madueke gets the ball, it's a back pass. The ball ends up back to Raya. Keep things sticking. Option 1, pass to this guy. Option 2, pass to this guy. Option 3, gives it back to Raya. Option 4, dribble. He turned option 4 into option 1 and had the goal of the day. On the Champions League website, it was the goal of the day. All him. Zubi got an assist out of it from a 10-yard pass. I keep the same team, just take Odegaard out. That's an interesting take. Take Odegaard out. Yeah. Ooh, Marino in the midfield still. Take Odegaard out. So, I mean, I still think it's enough to win. Definitely think it's enough to win. Yeah, and I do agree with keeping Norgard in the center back position. And yeah, I'm all about giving Timber some more rest. So yeah, that's a fair shout, to be honest. I just don't like Marino in that midfield, you know. So maybe play Zubimendi as the lone six and bring Ethan in. That's what I would do. That's the only disagreement I would have there, social. Because Gyökeres, I think Gyökeres would be better playing with 2 10s. When he played when Mateta, for example, had Sar and Eze creating for him, right? I think when he was at Sporting Lisbon, he did have 2 10s playing him through. So I would take Marino out, bring Ethan in. Ethan needs to get match sharp. He's fit, he's not match sharp. And you saw it yesterday. He's a little rusty. He had one that turned out to be a tame shot in the end, but I think he could have rifled that one in the top bins had he been on form. Yuck gets no service, forced to drop deep to get the ball, no longer in the box. When he gets in the box, there's no service, whether through passes or crosses. This mad suspect, it's like an agenda is afoot. Big Tony up. I'm not having this Jesus revisionism. He's tried and failed product here. Think he's going to be useful over these cup games. Because against Portsmouth, give him a run out, and let the other guys rest, recover, and all them something there. Because I really don't think we can offload him, social. That contract is so economically unattractive. Any GM or any team outside of Saudi that takes that on will have to answer to the boss. You know what I mean? I said. But big up to everyone. We got 33 locked in. Can we hit the like? Pause for a second. Get us a couple of likes. And while we acknowledge the most interesting person on YouTube, man like E. Ross, the only man that can count the amount of champagne bubbles in a glass, decided to join the chat at minute 33 or something. Or that's at least when I clocked him. So big up E. Ross every single time.
Maybach music.
Who got the keys to my bimmer? Roll me, and the big fat sister now yo me. Give me the girl, let me do wickedest love. Love put on the bed, love put on the bed.
Maybach music.
Yes, sir. We have to pause and acknowledge the boss when he steps in the building. You know them ones. Big him up. Big up. Sad part, Jesus, 25 minutes did more than Gyökeres in 4 games. 4 games, damn. I thought you was about to say this game. Or the 60-something minutes that he played. But in 4 games, because 4 games would take us back to the Burnley game, didn't it? And he did play well in the Burnley game. Because Gyökeres is only freshly back, isn't it? But not that I'm trying to defend Yuck. He was poor. But we know why, right? What's the why? We know that he's been poor. Or start Saka, Yuck, Nwaneri front 3. Then Jesus comes on in the second half. But who's on which side? Or it doesn't matter. You would start Nwaneri left wing. I'm cool with that. I have no issues there whatsoever. 40 million formations the manager supposedly has. Not one gets the best out of an out-and-out striker. How about that? Eze in the 10. I think Eze in the 10 gets the best out of Yuck. Or 2 10s. Try that. Experiment with this wonderful run of fixtures that the Premier League has gifted you. All right? Everton away will be a tough fixture, but then we have Brighton at home, and we know Brighton are open. Them men play suicide football to the umph. You know, Brighton will score 2 against you, but they will let in 4. I told you, BBK, these guys like the same loop. I have zero interest in that setup. What I want is the team from the first 10 games. The more we move away from Mikel's preference, the better. Big up to BX Gunner, my guy. Not as much as I appreciate you, my bro. Big you up, man. Always supporting the channel and supporting the thing. You up. Facts. Unfortunately, we're gonna die on that sword. This season is to satisfy Mikel's ego, even if that means no silver again. Manners and respect to Darren, bro. Big up to Jace. Appreciate you checking in. The doctor. That's it. Look at the depth, man. Just love all the way through the chat. Big up the man them. DG again said if Yuck drops off the defenders a yard, he will get more chances to shoot. Yeah, and there's some onus on him, right? Because at some point you just get, okay, it's not your fault that the manager's not playing for you or playing to your strengths, right? It's not your fault that defenders are doubling up on you, but it's your responsibility to overcome it, right? You know, like fault and responsibility. And this is not even just a football thing. This is just a life thing in general. Fault and responsibility. Like it's not your fault you're born to alcoholic addictive parents, but it's your responsibility to make something of your life, right? Unfair as it might sound, welcome to the world. Life has never been fair, right? It's his responsibility to get away from those defenders. And should it mean you need to drop off a defender a yard? So may it be. But you have to do something. But we can't be going into match week 24, match week 25 saying they're still not playing to Gyökeres's strength. Even if that's true, you still have to adjust, right? Because the defenders, if they know that they can rough you up and all they need to do is to put 2 men on you to take you out of the game, they will do that. I need Yuck to get angry and demand the ball. That's what big strikers do. If he does that shit, he will not play. He's coming into a team because it seems to me that at the football club, it doesn't matter because none of these guys are like big egos, big personality. And it seems like rank, time at the club matters. Right, so Gyökeres comes in. He's still the new guy, right? He doesn't want to upset the locker room, upset the dressing room. You want to come in and be one of the guys. If he starts demanding the ball, bench, Kai, there you go. Kai goes in and do Kai things. Yeah, so that I think this applies to Eze as well. I think Eze finds himself in a position where he's sitting there thinking like, I want to do what Nani Madueke did yesterday. I want to go out there and play football. I want to be expressive. I know I have the tech. I know I have the skill. But if I don't do what the manager says, then he doesn't play me. Then, you know, in the summer, I'm at home. I'm not in these United States playing in the World Cup. So it's rock and a hard place. Big up to Terrell. Manners and respect to you, bro. Big you up. Hope you are good. If Glasner could get something out of Odegaard to win a trophy, just reiterate, Glasner is a better manager than Arteta. And the overarching point that I was getting at is Eze was able to get his team over the line with less talent around him. You know, and if he can play Mateta in so well to have clear-cut chances at goal, I'm inclined to believe that he can do the same for Gyökeres. Especially when you have a defense like ours. With a defense like ours, Eze shouldn't be relied upon to do extensive amount of defending. Big up the sacks. Feel bad for Gyökeres, bro. Is set up for failure. But I agree. But the fact does remain that it's his responsibility to break out of this lull that he is in. For me, we reverted back to old habits with Marino up top. and Odegaard back in the team. And it's not over, Social. There's more Odegaard back in the team because Havertz is going to come back in the team. Back to old habits. The only reason why we haven't seen the old habits earlier on in the season was because of injuries. When everyone gets back fit, you will see more old habits, unfortunately. Aaron said, obviously, he's freezing out Gyökeres from the team so he can push in Havertz when it fits. It's not a secret. Yeah, you can always aggregate, you know what I'm saying? That's like, you don't, but you put 2 and 2 together, it's always going to be equal to 4. We gathering the intelligence, right? Big up the Sacks again. I have not seen Gyökeres missing a sitter either. This shows we aren't doing anything for him. And until then, I'll go world defeat. I'm just gonna hold on and be like, at some point, some chances are gonna fall to him, whether accidentally, inadvertently, or on purpose. Yeah? Or maybe now that we've qualified for the Champions League, for all intents and purposes, our next 2 games, Inter away and the home game, Carrot FC, or however you say their name. Maybe those games Mikel can experiment too. But something in his head must know that this guy is an asset that he can use, and you need to get him firing. Because you can't be going into the business of the season with Gyökeres still on single-digit goals. No. Imagine we get to match week 30 and Gyökeres is on 7-8 goals. Then we're right back where we were last year, unless everyone else is scoring. But we all said, hey, the reason why we haven't won the league in those tight games, those 0-0 draws, those 1-1s, that we needed someone to break the gridlock. Now we have that guy. We must. Berta is like that parent that catches their kid sneaking in after midnight and has a belt waiting. Arteta got caught out there. Slap. And man like Boyton and Sheldon refused to see that this manager will fuck up a winning team by playing his players that he likes. Favoritism is low in the team. How can a treble or worse, a quad be won? This fucking man is sabotaging the team. Darwin Núñez was a weird footballer, says Jay. It seemed like he could do everything except finish. Yeah, brother. Played through, bang, goalpost. Like, I swear that Mo Salah was on like 18 assists for like 2 months. But Núñez was missing everything. Because every Liverpool fan I know was waiting for him to get that 2020 so they could have another Henry dig. Oddly enough, this year I haven't heard any of those Mo Salah's the Premier League go better than Henry. Have you all? You see how quick that died down? Liverpool would play the ball, so Núñez' run made sense. Gyökeres will stop running because the ball is never coming in. If you play striker, you would understand when you cross. Yeah, I hear that, and we had that discussion. I think either this week or late last week, when we say, professional performance, you have to get there. You have to get there, because sometimes your run, is a decoy, and that's okay. You can be a decoy. You have a decoy run sometimes. But all your damn runs can be decoys. Sometimes the ball has to come. I do agree. It's clear as day. Mikel Arteta wanted Sesko. He's taking it out on Yuck for the club not doing what he wanted. What Berta wants. It's an internal proxy war of power. But he is fighting a war that he knows he can't win, right? Because I do believe at the end, come May, should we go trophyless and the club has to make a decision, Berta or Mikel, surely the club will say, Mikel, you've had your time. We're going to go into a different direction. Because if you get rid of Berta and keep Mikel, you're going in the same direction. And that would have been 4 consecutive failed title charges, a 6th consecutive season with no trophies whatsoever. You surely can't go in that direction again. So you would remove Mikel from the equation, and then you go in the direction that Berta can lead the club. So he can fight this war all he wants to, and we would be grossly underestimating his ego if he is actually fighting this war that we know that he can't win. Look at the Waffle Don, big number 9 on his back. Gyökeres way better passes to his teammates than they made to him. Arteta's tactics for the center forward is backwards. It should be the other way around. Yeah. You big up the Jordy Dread, hit them likes, he said. That's it. The Jordy Dread, big it up, man. Hey, listen, it's always a special day when the Jordy Dread forward shoe, you know, go all the way to Leverkusen to drop points. How dare you? TVK in the community. E. Ross, the boss. G. Will said, Eze 10, Odegaard 8, Zubi 6. That's it. Yeah, I think this blitzes Wolves. I think this, at the hour mark, you can make wholesale changes. You bring on Ethan. You could even push MLS in the midfield. You could put Jesus up top, left wing. You can make wholesale changes if this team starts. I'm here for it. I would play Yuck with Havertz, and I don't think he's willing to make all those tactical changes now. I think he has a system, is rigid, play as a unit, defend, get in shape, defend as a unit, slow build up, control. This would require tactical changes, right? This would require him having Martinelli or Trossard at left, right? Because he would play Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard, and another midfielder, probably Merino, to get them two up top. Rice 6, Odegaard 8, as they 10 would suit Yuck. Yeah, I think that works. Just not Rice and Zubimendi. I agree. Yep. Everything is inverted. Yep. Attacking goalkeeper and defensive striker. The whole team is upside down. Run the track. Big up to Footy Corner TV. Big you up, my G. Hope you are well. Glad the algorithm found you today. Appreciate you checking in, adding to the football conversation. Let me know what you got. Said question, why are we thinking he put Saka when no need? Yeah, Nani's on form right now on a high. You know, learn from one shit team to the next. Just keep playing. Take this opportunity to give Saka some rest. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. That's the thing when we complain about Mikel, that he doesn't learn, you know. Like, when opportunities present themselves, you have to take advantage of them. Like, who the hell does Arteta think he is? E. Ross. And E. Ross is the only person that opportunity waits for. When opportunity knocks and E. Ross isn't home, opportunity waits. You are not that. So an opportunity presents itself for you to rest Saka or in for Madueke, albeit Wolves and Club Brugge. You do it. Like, man, bringing on Saka yesterday, we were 3-0 up. Come on, man. Get someone else some legs. Some minutes in the legs. Merino did okay last night in midfield. I guess okay. Okay is the right term. I don't think he was great there. I prefer him further up the pitch, to be fair. Like, even when we lost the ball and he was trying to get back, he just couldn't. No. Yeah. We don't start to E-Ross get there. The captain isn't better than Rice in the 8. He's not better than Eze in the 10. Why is he starting? Yeah, you know why. And I wish Canton and fucking what are their names? Canton and Charles Watts and Early and Cotterhill. I wish they would ask him these questions. But these questions will never get asked, because in a game we go to Villa Park and lose 2-1, and the captain still gets man of the match. Like, we lost the game, bruv. So if he's getting man of the match in losing performances, you think he's getting dropped? No. He's too slow in the midfield. He's better as a false 9. He's very, very slow. Just, like, matter of fact, I think like Vianguna said it yesterday. Say, with that midfield, if we turn the ball over a lot on the counter, we could get caught wide open. And I did think David Raya made some wicked save yesterday. because we did get caught open a couple of times. That damn Forbes kid, it was cooking. Latvian Guna said, for sure, we just use Gyökeres as if he is Jesus. That is an issue. Plus, Gyökeres doesn't have his abilities. If Jesus, hence he looks out of place. Yeah. Zeju, he would purposely drift out wide so he can turn, face his man to run at the goal. He's uncomfortable with his back to the goal. You know, I don't think Yuck is uncomfortable with his back to the goal. He just needs to do better with the contact, especially when it's an aerial duel or the ball is played over the top. I don't expect you to win all your duels, Yuck, but win some of them. Can't be out here losing all of them and looking for fouls in that. We don't have anyone from midfield. We'll still be at the game. It would still be a game at the beginning, but if Eze or Ethan start, Marino don't have to run as much. Just play passes, win headers, second balls. I don't even want us. At halftime, we should be up by a team. I want to say 2 goals, but you know, football is not linear, you know. But on the run of play on Saturday night at 8:45 UK time, if it's halftime and we're 0-0 versus Wolves, I'll be upset. Big up to Josh. Shu Gunner in the house. Big you up, bro. Man, got the legends passing through today, man. Like Jordy Dread and Josh from Chuguna passing through. Big up, Josh. Hope you're good, my guy. Social just go back to the team for the first 10 games. It's literally that simple, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, you do what works for you, right? And what we were doing was working, and we deviated. Bertha isn't letting this injury excuse slide this time around. Get on the manager's ass. Yeah. Arteta about to get a wedgie out this bitch. Best strikers come with an attitude and ego, then bench it is. Yeah. But Gyökeres doesn't seem like that guy, innit? And I do think if he does that, if he throws a tantrum about not getting the ball, I don't think Arteta will. Yeah, he'll that, man. Yeah. Kai is back. If he was banging in goals, but his conversion rate isn't at a point right now where he can demand anything, to be fair. Yeah, Bertha, the man. That takes away the player's individuality. I wonder why we don't win anything. Yeah. Another reason why I like the decision that Nani made yesterday. Okay, I'm here. I could make this pass. I could make this safe pass and just keep things sticking, but nah, fuck all that. Let me have a go, right? At home versus Real Madrid, make a safe cross. No, Declan said, nah, bun that. I feel this. I can have a go. Have a go. Scared money don't make no money is what we say all the time, right? Play scared, you drop points. Man was brave, man was direct. Have a go. So let me get straight. If Gyökeres does exactly what Kai Jesus does, then that means he would have a good game. Nope. Completely different players. I do not want to see Gyökeres on the flank doing stepovers. No. With his no. He is us. I want him in the box. Henri said it best, says Latvian Guna. The way our players collapsed after conceding 1-0 to Villa, it was painful, but it showed they are more scared of losing than they are going for the win. And that mentality comes from where? You know, who sets the tone for that mentality? You know? It ain't coming from us. You know, if the manager tells them to lock up shop, then we know where the mentality is coming from. Big up to the assembled. Hope you are good. Experiment with the Inter, and we're getting humbled quickly. Yeah, but we're already on 18 points. There were people ready to throw the Bayern game to beat Chelsea. You know, so Inter, very good team. I think they just took an L. No, they won, didn't they? No, they did lose. Oh, they lost to Liverpool. Mkhitaryan in there, man. I think we can. Yeah. Big heritage in Europe and that. But For all intents and purposes, we're at top 8. So I wouldn't be bothered. Big up the Blacks. The first 5 minutes of that game was spooky with Madueke nearly coming off, then come back on and put belt to ass. Yeah, right. So he almost robbed himself of the goal of the day. I was like, I saw a man sitting down. I'm like, oh, what now? Once I saw it was a hand, okay, cool. Something wrong with his hand. Big him up. Man of the match for me. Papa joke of the day. What's the difference between a black-eyed peas and a chickpeas? Black-eyed peas can sing us a song, but chickpeas can only. What the fuck? Oh, Doc. This guy. Yeah, but guess what? Salah looked up and played the pass. Who looks up and plays the pass? Zoué created more chances than Odegaard as our 6. He dribbled past him. Yeah, for the Nani chance, Odegaard was in the way. Man just, whoop, let me go around him and dribble around him. And, you know, Gyökeres thought that was kind of coming for him. He moved towards the ball. Both center backs went towards him. Nani was on the damn goal line. It was the XG for that goal was 1.11111. He could not miss. Like, he was in the goal. You know, big up my bro Views. I'm gonna send you a message today, my G. Big you up every single time. You know I appreciate you. Manners and respect every bomber clock time. Yeah. Yes, sir. Big you up. You on the Bruce Banana later? Let me know, man. But hope you're good, my G. Zidane or Thomas Tickle? Thomas Tuchel, please. Yeah. Zidane is going back to Madrid, bro. So y'all see that seat is getting hot over there. But for Mr. Alonso. Now I think they're still 7th in the top 8 table, and they're 4 points behind. But if they lose to Deportivo this weekend, and I know they came out and said, "Oh, we're gonna back Xavi and all them something there," but they lose to Deportivo this weekend, and I think Barcelona got Osasuna, and see that La Liga and the Champions League start to get away from him. Yeah, he's a part of there. So things Zidane is holding out for either that job or for the French national team. Big up, man. Big up, Rob. Big up Aguna Matata. After going trophyless this season, Arteta would say this happened because we hired Berta. He brought players I didn't want, and I didn't retain full authority in decision making as an excuse. And you know, and that's a follow-up question should be whenever he says that, if he says that, he couldn't. Okay, well, all the other years you had full authority and you didn't win fuck all. The manager is extremely limited. Don't expect nothing during a dangerous, nothing daring and dangerous. The safety code. Yeah. I mean, the kind of way that he manages the team is, you know, that is the way he played as a player. I think Views calls this out all the time. Like, you know, he was never an expressive player. You know, when Nani was, you know how he shouts instructions on the sideline, pass here, move there, pass here, move there. When that ball got to Nani, you think he was on the sideline shouting, take him on, run at him and have a shot? Nope, he wasn't doing that. Even when Martinelli scored, his hand was on the head, back of his head. He was looking for a pass or something. He wasn't expecting that. He was expecting that to go out the stadium and that. Most of us were, to be fair. But the fact that Madueke had a screamer, it put confidence in the entire team. It put confidence in Martinelli to believe that he can execute that shot. That may have been the cleanest one he's ever hit all season. Birthday coming up in 9 days at 6 points by Saturday. Hey, man, make sure you check back in so we can wish you happy birthday, my G. You got E. Ross. Arteta doesn't have a head hat or boots or a safety check card. He can't work here. Has the vest, though. Has the vest and a clipboard, and he looks busy. Oh, Jesus. Arteta has got us up top with headwork, yes, but I just see his favorites not getting us over that line. Yeah, it will come to a buck. It will come to a head at some point. Yeah, man. Big up to E Ross, man. 27 likes. Good work, people. Appreciate every single one of you. Big up to Josh again. Big up, man. What a guy. Flying, man got 20,000 subs. Flying high. Big up, Josh. Big up to man like JGTV, Jason Guna in the house. Man. Yes, Uncle Views. London Man Sabotage is on tactics. There was no reason to bring on Saka later on. Later on, this will add up when the key must-win games come up, and he's out injured through muscle problems, in my opinion. Opportunity to rest him. That's one of the reasons why I'm starting Nani again on Saturday, this weekend. Yeah, let him sit. On the run of play, we can say that Nani earned another start, yeah? Yeah, right. Bukayo, you don't have any God-given rights into this team. And again, it's not a controversial take. It's not clickbait in the thumbnail. I want this. I want these selection headaches, especially now when the defense is compromised. When our defense is weak, 3 of our 4 center backs are out, we're going to have to show some attacking intent. So go kill off teams. So now when Nani is informing and clicking, bang, there's no drop off there now. Right wing. Benjamin White will raise his level at right back. There is no drop off there between him and Timber. Raise your level. That's what I want to see. I want this. And I want to see Ethan come into the fold. Because at some point I do want to see 2 10s on the pitch with Gyökeres. I want to see Eze and I want to see Ethan creating for Gyökeres. Like Eze and Sar created for Mateta. I want that. Need that. Big up to 40 you locked in, people. Big crowd. Can we get to 30 likes? Nice and decent, people. Yuck got that thug in him, man. Come on, he's forced to move to us. You can call it down tools in that. My bro Views with the gifted memberships. So big up everyone. Make sure you thank Brother Views for that. I'm surprised he isn't sacked yet. So it's coming. When they announced it came out as they are fully behind him. If they were fully behind him, why need to say it? We have this folktale where we say what is understood doesn't need to be said. So if you're fully behind Xabi Alonso, there's no need to come out and make a statement, right? If Man United were firmly behind Amorim, they wouldn't need to make a statement. They would have sacked him if he lost to Sunderland, but they won that game 2-0 and he kept, Sir Jim comes out saying, I'm giving him 3 more years. You think if he had lost to Sunderland, he could have came out and said that dumb shit? Fuck no. But lose to Deportivo or fall into the playoff, think he's gone. If Tuchel came to Arsenal, I can tell you Odegaard ain't playing. Tuchel came to Arsenal, I think we'll get cups. He's a very good cup manager. Nice BBK. That way he's got England playing with the Arsenal boys. It'll be a perpetual conversation of excuses that would only be finished with Josh/Bertha pulling the plug. We know Arteta is going to be crying frantically, making excuses as escorted out the door. But big up to Wahaha, resident Man United fan, the realest one that we know. Big up Wahaha. Hope you're good, Joe. End of season football. End of next season's excuse will be the football. It will be something. But I'm looking at the TV. I'm looking at the trophy possibilities, and I'm saying like we must leave with 2 of them are one of the majors, or we'll have a new managers. Both those things can't be true. Social say I reckon Max and Marley would have come on, but Max got injured. Can't make this up. Yeah, I would have loved to see Max. I hope Max gets back by January 28th. But I think that's the last fixture. I want to see Max start a Champions League game, right? That'd be good for Arteta to have his he'll be too old by then. Because he wanted that record. Yeah, because we don't play another Champions League game until he turns 16. So yeah, he's missed that. Big up to Guna Rican. Hope you're good. I'm just not interested in the players that we had 6 years ago to win and failed. Let the new men get a run. It's a fair take, right? Guys who have been here couldn't get it done. Like the reason, because Gyökeres could make the case, and he can say it, the silent part out loud. The reason why I'm here is because you're not good enough, Havertz. The reason why I'm here is because you weren't good enough up front, Jesus. This is why I'm here. Like if you were here banging in goals, if King Kai, the highest paid player at the club, Champions League winner in that German international, if you were here pulling up trees, I wouldn't be here. My existence proves you aren't it. Man, I think we need to get Rodrigo VVK. Ain't going nowhere. He is a Real Madrid puppet. C-Man scored the first goal he scored in 35 games. The badge. That badge don't give a fuck about you, bro. You know, the only reason why you played is because Mbappe had physical discomfort. I didn't even know that Mbappe didn't play until yesterday, until this morning, when I looked at the lineup. I was like, where the hell was Mbappe? He didn't score against this City defense. If Perez had a guaranteed replacement, he would have been gone ages ago. I do agree. I agree with that. As I started to think, like, I know they sack hire and fire and all that stuff. But when you hire and fire at that rate, eventually you run out of candidates, isn't it? Because that Real Madrid thing, I don't want to call it a poison chalice because it is the biggest job in football. And it will raise your profile to a level that you probably won't get any more notoriety, right? But it only ends one way. It only ends in disappointment to the greatest, right? Carlo and Marino are top-notch managers who went there, and it only ends one way. So you look around the footballing landscape right now, Zidane is the only plausible answer that would go back there. So, and if they do fall into the playoff and they get Zidane, that's the lift they will need to go on a run. And we couldn't put it past them. They're good enough to do it because we've seen him do it. Santi, Ozil, Jack, Alexis, Arsene. Didn't see it. We have Arteta, Saka, as they rather speak someone else. 4 trophies available. If your club ends up with none again, the banter level's gonna be ramped up. Yeah, we'll be right up there with you. That banter level will be right up there with, you wrote the transfer request and ended up with none. That's fucking with you, bro. Because I asked that question over the summer. We're like, yo, can we see Liverpool spend all this money and don't win anything? Now that's banter levels. We can't run from that. That's some serious banter levels. Premier League winning team. 450 million win nothing? I think you're higher in the banter chain right now with that. Because we know why we're not winning. Slot is a winning manager. What ain't said can also be misunderstood. Oh, shit. I like that. It's a conundrum. Even Blunderman is told what to expect, what is expected. The man need to up the ante. Yeah. I like that, the assemble. That was cold. I like that. What ain't said can also be misunderstood. Then I guess it wasn't understood. We have to say it. If Arteta is such a good manager, why are Arsenal's best players are either on the bench or in the wrong positions? Or stick a pin right this. And this is the thing, right? You can ask the question. That's a fair shot, right? And we're in December still. So it was only 3 months ago. We had a squad so big and so deep where everyone said Arsenal must win the league. You have the most quality and the deepest squad. You must. And only Mikel can take a squad that's lauded as the best and the deepest. And 2-3 months later, he's starting a midfielder at center back because he's depleted the team so much. Only him. People say Max is so young, so as well. Yeah, I don't buy the age thing. If you believe he's too young for all this stuff, don't put him in the damn squad then. Rodrigo will outlast Alonso. Yeah. And I think that's what he's holding on to. That when Zizou comes back, get a chance in the team. I think he's a Catalonian nationalist, and I don't think the Madridistas, the people in the Spanish capital, for political reasons, would accept him. You know what's funny? All the teams that troubled us, like West Ham, we won with this new setup. We reverted back to type, lost to Villa. Clearly, the change is better. Goalposts are forever being moved by Blunderman to say one thing and do the next complete opposite. Hey, yeah, man. Big up, bro. Big up. Monster said, curious question. When Salah's left back, why did Arsenal coach him as right wing and not go the Gareth Bale route? Because they didn't raid Pepe. Pepe was the right winger, and Pepe wasn't rated, so they tried. And who's in the squad with a left foot who has tech? Okay, yeah, you can go over there. And he went over there, and he did well. He did well over there, and then, the rest is history. But I do think Saka can play on the left side. Yeah, so that's when I'm seeing Eze out there. I'm like, no. Eze should be the last option that you put out, right? Well, not the last. He could be an option out there before Martinelli. But we know why Martinelli gets out on the left wing because of his defensive work, which is criminal in and of itself when we're talking about a winger and we're talking about defensive attributes for an attacking position. It's kind of like when we're talking about right backs and we're talking about their GA. Man, fucking right back is the defensive position. So I don't want to hear about your GA. You are a defender. Yeah? So, oh Lord. Claire! Alice Claire is back doing clear things. Oh my days. She's done it again. Claire loves Olise. She's done it again. Big up to Claire. Remember what we talked about yesterday, Claire? Make sure that you keep us, because we are keeping you in our. So big you up, and thank you for that. Again, 33 likes. Yes. 13 over the target. Big up. The doc is going live from London Coney Radio Center, ruining it of infamy. Arteta is Basque. Okay. And I have no qualms with those shabby. Okay, cool. Have him then. Bucket. Have him. I was told that he was a Catalonian nationalist. But Wahaha said it, so it's true. So they can have that. Yeah, have him. Take him. Take him now. Right? Because it's a level up, right? Is Super Mick taking a level up? And they can take him. Only if he doesn't win this year. He wins, he stays. Don't win, you go. Because the only reason Xabi Alonso is at Real Madrid is because he won at Leverkusen. Right? We're going to keep the conversation completely honest. He shit the bed at Leverkusen, he wouldn't be in that job. Right? Matter of fact, the only reason why Liverpool fans want him is because he won at Leverkusen. Because if they sack him at Real Madrid based on his performance at Real Madrid, he hasn't done great. So Real Madrid will only want Arteta if he delivers Arsenal one of the majors. And yes, I'm saying it might be controversial to this side of the fence, but if he wins one of the majors, he stays. If he wins the domestic cup double, he stays for me. So that's the conundrum. If he becomes Real Madrid manager next year and the year after, that means Arsenal Football Club would have won something. Because Real Madrid ain't doing the Bayern Munich thing where they hire company. Man got relegated and they're like, oh, fuck, let's take a punt on him based on Pep's word now. Fuck all that. W for Claire all the time. Pepe contract had too many silly bonus clauses. There can be no other reason he was left out because Cedric Soares was getting games. Pepe contract must have had silly clauses. Yeah, I don't think Unai Emery fancied Pepe because he wanted Zaha, and Arteta doesn't like Pepe because he doesn't do the defensive work thing. You know, so Pepe was just it just wasn't going to happen for him under them two guys. BBK, did you notice where Nani scored from, i.e. a defensive position? I just like when Nani picked up the ball, and I am sure of it. I am certain. I know I wasn't at the game, but I am certain of it that was not coaching. That Arteta did not say, turn and body him and run at the goal. No, that was individual brilliance. You can't coach that. You can't instruct that from the sideline. The decision, be like, give me the ball. Okay, here, get off me. I'm going to have a go. And if he kicks that out the stadium or scuffs that shot, you probably get to talking to. Why didn't you retain possession? Why didn't you recycle the ball? Saka done extremely well at right wing. Would Saka be even better if he was to stay on the left wing, given everything that we've seen of Saka so far? Yeah, I think he'd be okay over there. But I think it was the trend at the time to have your right wingers be left-footed. It just became that thing, innit? But Pep was able to get away with flipping his wingers all the way around. And remember, we were told that the success of Sterling and Leroy Sané and all these wingers at City at the time, that Arteta was the one who actually developed them. We were told this. Yeah, big up, Claire. Isn't she? Mikel wouldn't last in Madrid. The players wouldn't listen to him. Carlo just picked the team and just chewed bubblegum. Essentially, hyperbolic, but you know what I'm saying. Like, Carlo didn't overcoach those guys. Carlo wouldn't even get up and yell at Vinny when Vinny was out there doing fuckery and getting himself sent off. Remember them ones? Man got his bubblegum, he's chew it, and let the guys do their thing. You think Mikel came in and deal with Mbappe and Vinny, tell him to play false nine? I think you can chat to Ceballos. That's the man. It's all good. Claire, I don't know what you apologizing for. Your presence is welcome. Big up to all the silent listeners. I disagree that Arteta goes to any top club. The clubs don't give him much leeway to fail, and that ruining his marketing brand. At most, he'll go back to Rangers, then bottle out the league to Aberdeen. Exactly, BBK. No time to waste. Let him go to Madrid. Take him. He would have won us something. I'd be okay with that. Tyson said, don't forget Nani was signed on the back of his worst season as a pro. I don't want to hear nothing about Mikel improving him. Hey, big up, man. All these snappings. What Gunnar telling me. Almost got through the comments there. Every time someone says Arteta is the top manager, I ask, will they take him at their club? The answer is always no. You know who says he's a top manager, brother?
There is not currently a better manager in world football than Mikel Arteta.
Not a top manager. Some people think he is the best. Now, why would you say something you don't believe? Do any of us think that brother believes what he just said? If he is a sensible, logical person, does anyone thinks that he believes what he just said? And if the answer is no, then what's the why? Why would you put your face to a camera on a panel with your peers and lie and embarrass yourself? What's the why? Why would you do that? For someone you don't know. For someone who's not paying you. Because I lie all the time for my soldiers, for my troops that work for me. When someone would ask me about it, even the shit ones, I would tell them, oh, he works hard. He's always, that's what I said to them. But on their evaluation, I would tell them the truth. People I know, people who I'm responsible for, well-being in their training. Why would you go on a platform and say that if you don't believe it? And if you do believe it, what's the rubric you're using to measure and justify what the fuck you just said? No other club. Yeah, Darren. It's crazy. No one believes Mikel can do well outside of Arsenal because he is essentially groomed like a Nepo baby. So that's y'all to something there, you know. Because Josh is a Nepo baby, you can, right? He's the father of KS, you know. Hey. That guy started watching football in lockdown, must be 15 years old. That brother sits on Forever Arsenal with Curtis Shaw and Robbie and Lee Judges. Curtis Shaw is well respected in these YouTube spaces, and he sits there with this lunatic. Hey. Is Curtis Shaw on Curtis Shaw TV? Is he a different Curtis Shaw when he goes on AFTV where Forever Arsenal is? Is he a different person? He sits there. They just recorded it. I don't watch the shit because Turkish is no longer there. I wasn't a big fan of James either when he was at AFTV, but now he's starting to talk sense. Imagine why he's no longer there. But we know he don't believe that. So why is he saying it? Not a better manager in the world. No. Pep coaches fucking NBA basketball or something. Mikel Arteta either win this season or F off, get someone who can win. Arteta will be total dog shit at a Leicester club. Now, you know, the hype and the feel-good feeling around the Champions League is all good, right? But there was a comment up here from Crispy Lettuce that said, what's to complain about? I started the show, Champions League, nothing to complain about. 100% record, perfect. But we don't play another Champions League game until January 20th. We'll play in the Prem, we'll have an EFL Cup fixture, and we will be in the FA Cup. We will have played in 3 different competitions until then. So we are parking the Champions League thing to the side. Our next game is a Premier League game. This is the thing that some of our fans can't deal with. They will let one win in this competition just completely ignore and overshadow the fuck-ups that are going on in somewhere else. You know? And as a commander and the leader of this, I have to be responsible for everything that's going on. Not just the shit that's going well. You know? We have a whole lot of ammo on the patrol base, but we have no food. Or no fuel to run our vehicles and our generators. I have to make sure that everything, I can't just focus on the shit that's going well. So we're shift focus, not complaining. We're shifting focus from the Premier League, from the Champions League, where we've done well in, done better than anyone so far. Doesn't mean anything because we've seen what Liverpool did last year. Big up the Jaguars, bless up. So we're shifting focus, Champions League to the Premier League. And our Premier League form, the away games, 9 points to play for. We've only gotten 2. So that's where we are with it. But thank you for your comment. Not 15 years old, Social Jones. It's a grown-ass man sitting up there saying that dumb shit. That guy smokes contaminated weed. He smoked something. And you know what? That may be it. That very well might have been it. He may have been high. And if he was, I'll excuse it. But if he was sober, in his right frame of mind, then he would have came out and said, oh, I may have said that, but I was, if he really believes that. Now you're telling them dirtbags are good. Mikel is on sat. Saka's been mid since he went from left back to right wing. Why am I getting questions over Saka's quality performances? Up and down. I think the level that we were expecting Saka to hit by now, he hasn't hit yet. Blunderman is just here to keep the fan base divided so he can divide and conquer and keep merchandise selling. I'm gonna check this out after the stream. Appreciate tough community, and I'm here for it. Difference with Josh and Mikael. Josh actually put in the work. Fair. Them billionaire dads don't give to. Yeah, that's true. That's 100% true. The only sports fan runs an NFL team. Josh runs the rest. You know what? When the Rams won the Super Bowl, that was the first time I ever heard Stan Kroenke speak. The first time I've ever heard his voice when the Rams won. Because, you know, in the NFL, the commissioner hands the trophy to the owner of the team. That's the tradition, because the owners elect the commissioner, the 32 of them. It's the first time I ever heard that man talk since he's owned my football club, you know. But yeah, great points. People, the reason I came on here earlier today is because I have a jam-packed schedule today, and I'm trying to get it all done before the Bruised Banana. So, an hour and almost 30 minutes of your time, and it's been fantastic. Thank you so much. Love and leave you. I do not take your time and your viewership and your comments for granted. That's why I read them all. You know, I don't get when people go into chat rooms and just watch their comments fly off the screen. You know, I do really appreciate what you people have to say and what you add to the footballing conversation. It really, really helps the channel, and it helps me get my footballing takes in order. When I say crazy shit like Arteta is is a Catalonian, whatever, Wahaha has the facts and he corrects me. I'm here for it. Big up. BBK, so what? He didn't say much. He bigged up his coach, a young coach, by the way, McVay. Very young coach. He was like 33, 34. I think he was the youngest coach to win the Super Bowl at the time. Didn't say much. Handed the trophy off and walked off the stage. But big up to the community, man. Love for the love, like Brother Turkish says. But I am going to love you and leave you. And we'll talk soon. Catch me on the Bruised Banana later with Shane. We will be back. Like I always say, people, take care of yourself. Until next time, we are gone.